Now, Hamas militants have abducted dozens of hostages, including children and the elderly. Most families have had no word on their fate. One of the many missing is German-Israeli citizen Shani Louk. Her family has been trying to get help from the government here in Berlin, but they feel abandoned by the German authorities.
This is the last picture of Shani Louk on social media. The 22-year-old German-Israeli was at this music festival in the Negev desert when the terrorists struck. They killed at least 260 people and kidnapped several others to Gaza, including Shani. In this video, she's displayed by the terrorists, unconscious in the back of a pickup truck. Her relatives recognized her, so did her aunt, who lives in Germany.
Since Saturday morning, we have no life, and we are trying to do the best for this girl.
On Tuesday, a shimmer of hope. Shani might be in a hospital in Gaza. The relatives say they have received this information from an informant.
Another clue that points in that direction is that her credit card was used in a shop next to the hospital.
The family has been trying to get help since Sunday. They say the authorities have been of little help. They feel neglected.
We are really disappointed. We haven't been able to reach anyone from the Foreign Office for more than 48 hours. They told us to fill in some forms, and it would then be dealt with more quickly.
Shani's mother in Israel appeals for help.
We we demand that the German government act quickly. There shouldn't be any questions about responsibility. They must act quickly to get Shani out of Gaza.
Because airstrikes continue to hit the area and the ground offensive may be imminent.
And we believe that the only one that can help at this moment is only the German government.
That is their hope, to keep Shani alive.
And for more on this, we can bring in DW political correspondent Julia Saldeli. Julia, do we have any idea about how many German citizens have been affected? People who might have been killed, abducted? How many are missing at this moment?
So we've heard from German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock that there are thought to be hostages in Gaza that Hamas, the terrorist organization, has taken, but she didn't make any numbers. German media is estimating that there are at least 5 German nationals taken hostage, and there are reports that at least 1 German national has been killed in the attack. It is reported to be a 22-year-old student from Berlin, but the German Foreign Ministry has not confirmed this death. There are also thought to be thousands of German citizens still in Israel, also many of them dual nationals between Germany and Israel. And the German Foreign Ministry has received, since the weekend, around 4,500 requests from German citizens to return to Germany. A lot of flights to and from Israel have been stopped at the moment. So the German Foreign Ministry has now asked the national carrier Lufthansa to operate flights in and out of Israel on Thursday and Friday to evacuate German citizens. It is expected that there will be 4 flights a day for this purpose.
And Julia, what more have we heard from the authorities here in Germany?
Well, on the case of Shani Louk, the case has not been officially addressed by the Foreign Ministry, but we have heard from her family that they had allegedly difficulties in trying to get in touch with the Foreign Ministry. What the German Foreign Minister has said is that there is a non-stop communication going on between German authorities and colleagues on the ground, but also any actor on the ground that has direct communication open with Hamas in the attempt to try to free any hostages there. What Baerbock also said is that with a terrorist organization like Hamas, communication is anything but easy. And we know that the situation in Gaza, where Shani Louk to be confirmed to be in critical condition in a hospital, is particularly difficult because of the relentless bombing going on. We've heard from doctors on the ground. We've heard reports that they're running out of medicines and that hospitals are at capacity. And getting out of the Gaza Strip itself is very complicated. So the situation in terms of trying to get the hostages out seems to be very difficult and complicated.
All right, that is the view from Berlin there. Thank you to our political correspondent, Julia Saudeli.
Well, to the US now, which has confirmed at least 11 of its citizens were killed in the terror attack on Saturday. President Joe Biden has condemned the attacks by Hamas and emphasised that the US stands by Israel. Earlier, he said that Israel had the right to defend itself.
This was an act of sheer evil. More than 1,000 civilians slaughtered, not just killed, slaughtered in Israel. Among them, at least 14 American citizens killed. Parents butchered, using their bodies to try to protect their children. Stomach-turning reports of babies being killed. Entire families slain. Today, Americans across the country are praying for all those families that have been ripped apart. A lot of us know how it feels. It leaves a black hole in your chest when you lose family. Feeling like you're being sucked in. The anger, the pain, the sense of hopelessness. This is what they mean by a human tragedy.
And that, of course, was part of a wider speech by Joe Biden. We're going to take a look back at it now with DW Special Correspondent Aya Ibrahim. Aya, hi there. What are your main takeaways from what Biden had to say about the attack in Israel?
Well, the president used very emotional, very descriptive language, calling these attacks by Hamas sheer evil. He talked about the victims, the children, the elderly that have been killed, and the rapes. As we hear, there are reports that there have been rapes committed as well. He definitely gave Israel a lot of latitude when it comes to its current military operation in the Gaza Strip, reiterating again the American stance that Israel has the right to defend itself in the face of the unprecedented terror attacks that it is facing. At the same time, he was sure to point out that as democracies also have to abide by the rule of law, and by that, of course, he means the civilians that are in Gaza, and that within that military operation, their lives have to be taken into consideration as well. He's perhaps echoing the words that we heard yesterday from the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who gave statements on the ongoing military operation, saying that even within legitimate Israeli security concerns, and within that military operation, that has to happen within the framework of international law, and that includes, considering civilian life and civilian infrastructure in that military operation, Jared.
Aya, speaking of civilians, there are American citizens among the hostages that Hamas is threatening to kill, also broadcast the killings. If that happened, how would that affect the US position?
Well, the current U.S. position is that the Biden administration is ready to assist Israel with all of the help that it needs. For our viewers who don't know, the United States does provide Israel with upwards of $3 billion of military aid annually. And with the current unprecedented situation, the Biden administration has also pledged to provide Israel with more ammunition and more equipment. But the United States has said that up until this point, there will be no U.S. boots on the ground. We do know that, however, that the Biden administration will provide the Israelis with expertise in the form of hostage negotiators. But there is a lot of pressure. We saw today in Tel Aviv a press conference by families of U.S. citizens believed to be held in Gaza, asking the president to do more to find their loved ones and really pleading with him, reminding him that it is his responsibility and the responsibility of the United States to ensure their safe return. But it seems that for now, that help will be limited to working with the Israelis, but so far, no American boots on the ground.
Okay. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is due to fly to Israel on Wednesday. What kind of support is he going to bring along with him?
We already know that the United States is pledging military aid. I think Antony Blinken making that trip, visiting Israel at this time while it's under constant bombardment and rocket fire from Gaza is a hugely symbolic move. It is meant to show the Israeli people that the United States stands by them and that he is willing to make this trip even under these difficult circumstances. Many airlines have actually canceled their flights to Tel Aviv to Israel because of the current security situation. The United States has also moved ships and aircraft carriers towards the eastern Mediterranean in an attempt to deter. I mean, this was also something that President Biden spoke about today, that to deter regional actors not to take advantage of the current situation. He said it himself, whoever is thinking about, I'm paraphrasing now, whoever is thinking about taking advantage of this situation, and that is like an implicit, message to actors like Iran or Hezbollah in Lebanon. He said, don't do it. Just don't do it. And so that visit by Antony Blinken will likely, is meant to serve and strengthen that message and deter also any actors in the region that may be thinking about taking advantage of the current security situation. Jared.
DW Special Correspondent Aya Ibrahim in Washington. Aya, thanks so much for that analysis.